I sort of spent a bit of time walking around Dublin looking at music stores, and I think I bought a couple of penny whistles. I wanted to buy something, and I didn't have much money. So I bought a wooden penny whistle and a tin penny whistle, and brought them back and was playing around with them, and I started playing Sri Chinmoy songs, like, you know, bhajans and things like that, because they're so simple. Yeah, I think that was 99. So I went back there in 2000, and I'd asked Sri Chinmoy if he'd be interested in having an Irish flute, because I said I'd seen some really lovely examples of wooden Irish flutes. Anyway, I said, you know, really like. He said, yes, see if you can find me one. He was always interested in getting new instruments, and I think he liked it if we were looking, and into it. And again, I couldn't afford to go very far, so I went through the phone book, and I found a maker in Bray in County Wicklow, which is not far from Dublin. I got down on the train, and I went down there, and I met this maker. He was making flutes out of polymer, plastic. Yeah, I said, look, I really don't think I'm interested in plastic. Do you know of any other makers? And he said, oh, there's another maker across the village. You might like to go and see him. And he gave me directions and everything, so I walked across the village to meet this chap, and his name is Martin Doyle. So as soon as we saw each other, we were like brothers that hadn't seen each other for a while, you know? Yeah. It was like this recognition. It was great, and he's such a lovely guy. Anyway, I told him who the flute was for. I told him, you know, looking for a wooden Irish flute for Sri Chinmoy, and he asked me about Guru, and I was telling him about it, and he was really like, wow, I'd love to make a flute for a spiritual master. And so he did. He made a really beautiful flute, and also I ordered one for Premig in New York. When I went back to pick the flutes up before I left Dublin to return to New York, he had the two flutes on the bench waiting for me, and a third one. And I said, what's the third one for? He said, well, if you can play me a tune on that flute, you can have it. And I did. I played, you know, Bhaja Govinda, I think, was my first ever song. And I knew it well enough. The fingering was the same.
First hit single.
First hit single, right. And so I played that. He said, oh, it's yours. That's how I got going, thanks to Martin. And yeah, that was my first flute. Think of Western flutes or concert flutes as being extremely complicated things with all these keys and different ways of fingering. I was like quite baffled by them. I was easily baffled though. But with the Irish flute, even with the one I've got with 3 keys, I don't use the keys that much. A couple of them I do, but
you skip round them.
Skip round them, yeah, even though they're there. It's nice to have a bit of silver. Just a simple 6 open holes. It's very, very expressive, like the bansuri. You know, you slide off them and do all sorts of nice things. It can be very, very expressive. And Sri Chinmoy's music, to me, is very expressive. You know, you're really expressing things that are in your heart and soul, and so you want to be able to make it feel luscious, for the want of a better word. You know, and beautiful, full of soul feeling, and soulfulness, and beautiful consciousness which the music has anyway. To honour it. Play it in that way, I think, or attempt to, is really doing justice to the legacy that he left us in and through his music. My old friend, Auckland Hospital.
Hospital's probably a little surprised to see you as well.
Well, we have an ongoing relationship. tell me that if I played my flute here, it would alleviate humanity's suffering. So that was always something that inspired me to continually come here and to play his music on my flute, to be of service. I've always got tremendous joy from it and had some really unique experiences in interactions with people, and in terms of the experiences I've had from playing the flute myself, how the music, Guru's music can play through you, and people have experiences that way. So the whole thing is rather unique and special for me. There's a lot of suffering, but it's also, for everybody, it's a tremendous opportunity to grow and to transcend. Physical sufferings like illnesses and so forth are very cathartic too. You know, they can kick all sorts of transformation into play. So there's that side of it as well, that the suffering does serve a higher purpose, a greater purpose. It's certainly been the case for me and for thousands of others. When I thought I was suffering and I'd had enough and I didn't want to continue with the game anymore, I would have been quite happy to just die. Although I wouldn't have taken my life, but I thought I was going to. I sort of made my mind up that it was time to go, and of course that was rubbish. Guru sent a message via Jagata and said that I couldn't go, couldn't leave, that there was many things to do still, and that just because of our sufferings we could not leave the game. So all of humanity is suffering, and our sufferings are no reason to stop or to quit. So he said, tell him I am very proud of him. So that melted away any idea of leaving, and I felt much better after hearing that. Our sufferings are no reason to escape. We have to face our sufferings bravely and do our best under all circumstances and conditions. So that was nice.
You sing a solo song.
What was it?
I don't know.